Hi, we are in part 2 of our introduction to Korea, and today I would like to introduce to you a little bit about the Korean cuisine. Are you hungry? Let's get started. When we're talking about the Korean cuisine, we're talking about a cuisine that's based on rice, and in Korean it's called sal. And usually the rice will come with sort of meat, seafood, and different leaves and roots that are made as side dishes. As it comes to the taste of the menu, usually the strongest two tastes are spicy taste and salty taste. There are many different dishes, but those are the main two tastes that you can notice very easily. Kimchi, which is fermented Chinese cabbage, is really popular and it really is kind of the national side dish. A lot of Koreans are still saying that kimchi is the medicine for everything. And it looks like this. So this is kimchi. As you can see, it's very red. It's already fermented, but it's also quite spicy. And there are so many ways and so many recipes for kimchi. Different areas also have different materials, and within one area there are different spices that they use. So it's very varied. As we mentioned, kimchi is a side dish, and the meal is usually served with a lot of small side dishes, which is, by the way, free in restaurants. And they call banchan, which is literally means half dish. And this is the banchan. As you see, it's very varied. So your typical Korean meal will usually be a main dish, which will be meat or seafood. And beside that, there will be rice and a lot of different side dishes. Also, the Korean cuisine is seasonal, and the dishes and the side dishes can change based on the time of year. So in the winter, you will see a lot of different roots. In summer, you will see dishes that are more fermented. So different dishes are usually based on this season. The cuisine is also closely related to the traditions in national holidays, in the ceremonies. And I've prepared for you a couple of examples to show you. So for example, we have a seaweed soup, which is called miyeokguk. So when it's someone's birthday, usually they will have this seaweed soup. These days you will see a lot of people also having cake, but the tradition is instead of cake, it was seaweed soup, which is also, by the way, very good for the blood. So it's also given to women who just gave birth. Rice cake soup, called tteokguk, is usually eaten in New Year's Day, the lunar New Year's Day, not January 1st. Another fun example is before an important test, students are usually eating candy. Also, the parents stick the candies on the school gates for good luck, for good results in the test. Those were a couple of examples. I will also like to give you some examples for the Korean food that you can find anywhere in Korea, the traditional food. Here we have kimbap. Kimbap is basically rice and vegetables wrapped in seaweed. We also have tteokbokki. Usually tteokbokki is quite spicy and you can see the color red. And this is the miyeokguk that we mentioned before. It's literally seaweed soup. And bibimbap. Basically, bibimbap is a lot of different vegetables and they cut it very small. And underneath that, we have rice. And we just mix everything together with the rice, with the vegetables, and eat it. So this is bibimbap. This is naengmyeon or bibimnaengmyeon. And this is basically cold noodles. And it can be served with this sauce, as you see. Or it can be served with ice water. And then it will be called mulnaengmyeon, which literally means cold noodle in water. And again, as you see the red, this is quite spicy. Again, as we mentioned before, this is tteokguk. Rice cake comes in different shapes, but basically this is the shape for the soup. And this is the rice cake soup that we mentioned before. And another very famous thing in Korea is Korean barbecue, also called samgyeopsal. Basically, it's cooking meat on a pan with other side dishes to eat. So this is samgyeopsal. And this is the end of part 2. We got to know the Korean cuisine today. And in part 3, we will see the Korean calendar and some important days.